Hey guys, Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here. Today we're going to talk about tires. I get this question a lot. What tires do you recommend for my off-road dirt bike? And while I'm not a tire rep and I'm not a pro rider, I do have some tires that I've had some good experience with and some that I've had not so good experience with. And what I'll do today is I'm just going to share with you a couple of tires that I like for the front and the rear, and then one tire that I'm going to try based on a recommendation of somebody that I have a little bit of respect for. The first tire that I've had on my bikes that I've liked a lot as far as the rear tire is the Maxxis XT Desert. So this one here is the Maxxis XT Desert. It's made by Maxxis. This one is it's a 110/118, and these things wear like steel. So I can't tell you how much I like the wear on those things. They have good grip and they last for quite a long time. And so that's a tire that is kind of like my go-to tire on the rear. Here in Utah, I ride a wide variety of things. There's a mix of single track with roots and rocks. I ride around where I live. I have lots of sharp rocks and things that just kind of slice through tires and eat tires up. And we also then do some desert riding and a little bit of mud. So this tire has to do a little bit of everything, and it does that reasonably well. I think that it wears better and maybe gets a little bit better traction than what comes stock on these KTMs, which is the Dunlop AT81. That's not my favorite tire, but it's a decent all-terrain tire, an off-road tire, but I think I like the Maxxis a little bit better. As far as the front, again, they come with a 21-inch wheel, and they'll come with the Dunlop AT81. It's not my favorite tire. What I've done is I've replaced it with this Bridgestone M59 tire. I've tried some Pirellis. I've had good results and bad results with some of the Pirellis. I've tried some of the Dunlops. And right now, I've just kind of keyed in on this Bridgestone M59 tire. I really like it for the front. I'm going to go ahead and put another one on this bike, because this tire is just, I mean, if you look at it, it's got pretty good tread, but I'm starting now to get a little bit of breakaway on these side lugs. I'll show a close-up of that, and that's something that you want to watch for. And once you start to get these side lugs starting to break off, then it's pretty much time, if you want to get the optimal use out of your tire, it's pretty much time to replace it once you start to have side lugs come off. So it isn't about wearing the tread all off on your front tire on your dirt bike. It's about running it until these side lugs start to tear off, and that's when you know it's about time. On the rear, you can kind of watch for breaking of the lugs on the sides, and then just your overall tread depth will give you an indication of how long you want to run the tire. We've talked in the past about probably the best mod that you can do on your bike is to get a new tire, specifically on the rear, because that will help your performance. The tire that I'm going to try is actually going to be this Shinco R520 tire. Now again, this is a 110/118, and I'm going to try this one on the rear at the recommendation of Jeff Slavens. For those of you guys who know who he is, I got this tire from them. From slavensracing.com, and they seem to really like it. They also like a Sedona tire. There's a Sedona rear tire that they really like, and I don't have access to one of those. One of my buddies has one, and he's going to try it on his bike. But for me, I'm going to try the Shinco 520, and that's supposed to be it's supposed to have a good hard side carcass to avoid getting pinch flats. And then I also run tubeless in these things, so I want to be able to run really low pressures, and this tire with the way that's constructed, I think is going to allow me to do that. So everybody's got a different flavor of what they like and what they like to run on their off-road dirt bikes. Again, this isn't for motocross guys. Motocross guys are going to probably run probably softer compounds on their tires. Or harder compounds, depending on what the track conditions are. But this is to cover a wide variety of riding locales and different places. So I want to have a tire that kind of works well in a lot of different situations and has a long wear life, I don't run my tires as long as a lot of people do. A lot of people will run them until, you know, these things turn into pretty much a slick on the back. I'm not that guy. I don't want to, I know that, you know, the 70 or 80 bucks that I put into, you know, a rear tire, and maybe you can even get them for cheaper, 60 bucks, depending on what you get, and sometimes you can get them on sale. That's going to be the best mod that you can put on your bike, and I really like the Maxxis tires. Again, we're going to try the Shinco tire for the front. Decent performance of this Bridgestone M59, and if it's not broken, why fix it? So just one thing about tires, I used to run the front tire a lot longer than I'd run the rear, and then I started to really notice these lugs on the side, and that's when I realized, hey, you know what? The performance of the bike is all up here in your front tire as far as how it handles and how it corners, so maybe we ought to replace those. And I'm thinking that now I just replace the front and rear together is pretty much what I'm going to do. So this one's about ready to be replaced. If you guys have got questions, leave them down in the comments section and tell us what your favorite tires are and why you like them. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.